Application of molecular orbital theory to boron molecule. With the help of LCAO method, let us study by the formation of various molecular orbitals, arranging them in proper sequence, distributing the electrons in them, and finding the bond order and explaining the magnetic property.
Let us explain the formation of B2 molecule, diatomic boron molecule, on the basis of LCAO method. LCAO method expects three things to establish the molecular orbitals. The first, combining atomic orbitals should be of same energy. And here 1s orbital of one atom can interact with the 1s orbital of other atom if possible. 2s is interacting with 2s, 2p orbitals are interacting with 2p orbitals. So energy point of view, there is no question. Energies are exactly same. So that condition is fulfilled. Second essential condition, combining atomic orbitals should be of same symmetry. So 1s orbital is with of same symmetry of 1s orbital of other, 2s orbital is of same symmetry with the 2s orbital of other, 2pz orbital, which we are considering as a molecular axial orbital, internuclear axial orbital of one atom is of the same symmetry with the 2pz orbital of other. Similarly, 2px of one is same with the 2px of other, and 2py of one boron atom has the same symmetry as that of the 2py of the other boron atom. So symmetry point of view also the conditions are fulfilled. So those orbitals are eligible to form the various molecular orbitals. Now third condition, C, there should be appreciable overlap. Here the 2s and 2p orbitals can show appreciable overlap because those orbitals are outer orbitals. But if you come to the inner 1s orbital, it does not experience appreciable overlap. There is no appreciable overlap between the 1s orbitals. So those 1s orbitals will not form molecular orbitals, means bonding or anti-bonding orbitals. But since 1s orbitals are the part of the atom, they will be the part of the molecule. So those 1s orbitals will remain non-bonding. Overlap integral will be equal to 0. Electron density at atomic state and in molecular state near the nucleus will be the same. So that's a non-bonding molecular orbital. If I start discussion with the 2s and 2p which are shown in this diagram, so 2s orbital of one atom can interact with the 2s orbital of other. So two orbitals are combining, interacting to produce equal number of molecular orbitals. So two molecular orbitals will be there. One of them will be of low energy. One of them will be the result of constructive interference. One of them is a result of addition, and that orbital we are representing by sigma 2s. Why sigma 2s? Because if you see the 2s orbital is a spherically symmetric, whatever the wave function of that orbital may be, positive or negative, if we rotate it around the internuclear axis, there is no change in wave function, there is no change in phase. It means that orbital is symmetric about internuclear axis, symmetric about main axis, cylindrical axis, that to be represented by one term called sigma. If sigma orbitals are interacting, then resultant molecular orbital also will be with the sigma symmetry. Below that 2s is represented because combining atomic orbitals are which one? 2s. Other orbital, higher orbital, is represented by sigma star 2s. It is an anti-bonding orbital. It is of high energy. It is resulted due to subtraction. It is resulted due to destructive interference. Its energy is high because negative overlap integral, because the less electron density between the nuclear related to original state of the atomic orbitals, and because of the increase in repulsion, energy is higher. Now come to the further higher energy level orbital, say 2pz. 2pz orbital is along the bond axis, along the internuclear axis, along the cylindrical axis. So if we rotate the 2pz orbital around that, so there will be no change in the wave function. Positive lobe will remain positive, negative lobe will remain negative. Therefore, what is the symmetry of this orbital? Yes, sigma is a symmetry for this orbital. So sigma symmetric 2pz orbitals from those two boron atoms will interact to produce one bonding and one anti-bonding molecular orbital. What is a symmetry for px orbital? One lobe is towards us, other lobe is away from us. And internuclear axis is a z-axis. If we rotate that orbital around that internuclear axis, we will find the lobe away from us will come to the lobe towards us. Means positive lobe will come to negative, negative will come to positive. So it is not symmetric about the cylindrical axis, internuclear axis, z-axis. So what is the name for that? What is the kind of symmetry it is? Yes, it is pi symmetry. Same is the case for py orbital. We consider py orbital as up and down. If we rotate it around the internuclear axis, upper lobe will come to down, positive phase will come to negative, negative phase will come to positive. So there is a no uniformity, there is a no regularity. Such kind of symmetry we say as a pi symmetry. So both 2px and 2py orbitals have the same symmetry. But among those, 2px of one atom and 2px of other atom only will interact to produce a bonding and anti-bonding orbital. Now you will be the question, why not 2px of one atom and 2py of other atom? Just try to imagine. If you approach them, will there be appreciable overlap? It is our third condition. There should be the appreciable overlap. Then only molecular orbitals will result. It is possible in lateral interaction between 2px and 2px or 2py and 2py, resulting one bonding orbital with pi symmetry. We say it as pi 2px. Other antibonding orbital pi star 2px, and for py orbitals pi 2py and pi star 2py. About energy of pi 2px and pi 2py, their energies are same because equal kind of interaction is there, equal kind of overlap is there. So decrease in energy of pi to px and pi to py and increase in energy of pi star to px and pi star to py, both are same. Therefore we say those orbitals are degenerate orbitals. I represented here sigma interaction by purple color and pi interaction by green color. What do you think? Which kind of interaction is strong? Where there will be the more overlap in sigma interaction or pi interaction? Of course, sigma interaction, which is head-on interaction, direct interaction, axial interaction. Resultant molecular orbitals due to sigma interaction should be of accordingly energy, means bonding orbital should be more stable, means low in energy, and anti-bonding orbital should be more unstable, high in energy. But what are we finding in this MO diagram? Sigma to pz orbital is of higher energy than pi to px and pi to py. We need not to misunderstand that sigma interaction is weaker here. Sigma interaction always is stronger. There are other reasons by which sigma to pz orbital is of higher energy. One of the reason is we are considering low atomic numbered atom, that's a boron, whose energy gap between 2s and 2p is small. But what exactly happens because of that? Which molecular orbitals do interact so that sigma to pz orbital surprisingly is of higher energy than pi to px and pi to py? If you want to understand that, go through other video making a sense for MO diagram of N2 molecule, nitrogen molecule. Concept will be the very clear. But at this second year level, let only you understand this MO diagram, let only you understand this energetic. So what is our energy levels? Pi to px, pi to py. Above that sigma to pz. Above that anti-bonding, that's a pi star to px and pi star to py, and above that sigma star to pz. Once we know these molecular orbitals, we have to distribute the electrons in these molecular orbitals. Before that, the orbital, that's a 1s orbital, which I have not shown. How will they remain? They will remain non-bonding. Present 1s is the first shell as a K, and 1s orbital of other boron atom, that's the second K. So we can consider KK. Those 4 electrons are there in boron molecule, but those are non-bonding orbitals. Here I represented the orbitals generated from 2s energy level onwards. The sigma 2s orbital will be with 2 electron. Sigma star 2s orbital will be with 2 electron. So total how many electrons we consider? 4 electrons in non-bonding KK, and now 4 electrons in sigma 2s and sigma star 2s. 8 electrons we have considered. Total how many electrons are there in the boron molecule? Boron atomic number 5. So 10 electrons should be there. So remain now 2 electrons. Those remain 2 electrons will see the higher level. Now in this higher level, what are we finding? 2 orbitals are there of same energy level. So in such cases, as per Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity, one electron will enter in one of the orbital, one electron will enter in one orbital, say pi to px, and other electron will enter in other orbital, say pi to py. They will not pair here because pairing is not allowed as per Hund's law of maximum multiplicity until all orbitals of same energy level are completely half filled. So what are we finding? They are in pi to px and pi to py. Two unpaired electrons are there. Purpose to study this molecular orbital diagram is to explain the bonding, to explain the bond order. What is the bond order for B2 molecule? What is our formula to find bond order? Bond order is equal to number of electrons in bonding orbitals minus number of electrons in anti-bonding orbitals divided by 2. How many electrons are there in bonding orbital? 4. In which orbital? Sigma 2s 2 electrons and pi to px pi to py 2 electrons. Minus number of electrons in anti-bonding orbital 2. In which orbital? Sigma star 2s. Divide by 2 is equal to 1. So there is a one bond, and surprisingly see, this bond is not due to sigma interaction. This bond is due to bonding pi orbitals, pi to px and pi to py. Why I am saying that? Because electron in sigma 2sr2, electron in sigma star 2sr2, bonding assistance is due to that 2 electrons. Opposition also is due to the 2 electrons. 2 electrons means one bond. So bonding one bond, anti-bonding one bond, those will get cancelled. Whatever the reality of one bond is there is due to pi orbitals, due to pi electrons. So without sigma bond, there is a pi bond. It is the best example to understand actual bonding in the molecules. Till now you may be with the question, one sigma bond should be there, then only pi bond possible. No, without sigma bond, pi bond is existing. Such other examples also are there, but let you understand this example. How many unpaired electrons are there? 2 unpaired electrons are there. If unpaired electrons are, then magnetism will be paramagnetic or diamagnetic. Of course, paramagnetic. So boron molecule has one bond, 2 unpaired electrons, and accordingly it is paramagnetic in nature. Let us understand how to represent the electronic distribution in boron molecule. See at the left side, B2 molecule is represented. 3 horizontal line means equivalence, and electronic configuration is represented in special bracket. First two orbitals which are represented by green coloration, those are K, K, non-bonding orbitals. 4 electrons are there. Afterwards, actual molecular orbitals started. That is the sigma 2s, 2 electrons. Sigma star 2s, 2 electrons. Pi to px and pi to py, those are of the same energy level, and each orbital is with single electron. Then sigma to pz, no electron. Pi star to px and pi star to py, those orbitals are degenerate. Degenerate means they are of same energy level, no electrons. And highest orbital sigma star to pz, no electrons. Electrons in bonding orbitals are represented by white color, and in antibonding molecular orbitals by yellow color, and non-bonding orbital by means of green color. This is a way by which we can represent the electronic configuration, and this electronic configuration will help us to understand chemistry of the molecule. As a homework, two questions for you. What is the bond order and magnetic property of diatomic boron molecule? Write your answer in the comment box. Bond order will be only one number and magnetic property means diamagnetic or paramagnetic. Yes, waiting for your answers in the comment box.
Yes, application of molecular orbital theory to B2 molecule might be clear to you, but if we compare the molecular orbital theory with valence bond theory, electronic configuration of boron 1s2, 2s2, 2p1, one unpaired electron, so there should be the one bond between boron and boron. That was explanation by valence bond theory. But which kind of bond, sigma bond or pi bond, that explanation was not given by the valence bond theory. About magnetic property, it should be diamagnetic in nature. But what are we finding? Boron molecule is paramagnetic in nature, and that is the reality. So that's the beauty of molecular orbital theory. Let us apply this molecular orbital theory for next molecule, that's a carbon molecule, C2 molecule, in next part.